In this video, I'll be discussing the weapons that were used and the weapons found on the scene of the crime. The main reason is to establish where they were found. Obviously, we've had evidence to suggest that they were all found in the vehicle. However, pictures and the audio suggest otherwise. So you'll be hearing a few bits and pieces from that now.
I'm going to be out on foot on the Sable side of the theaters.
Cruiser 25, okay, and last unit reference to semi-automatic, try it again, you didn't come across.
So the audio that you just heard here took place at 02:33. So this is approximately maybe 4 to 5 minutes before James Holmes has been detained. You hear a guy say that he's on foot, Sable side. Roughly 2 seconds later, you faintly hear a guy mumble semi-automatic. Then 5 to 6 seconds after that, you've got the dispatch lady, and she asks him to repeat himself in regards to the gun, and he ignores her. Now, this is a bit weird because obviously you've got a guy saying he's on the Sable side, which is the side that James Holmes was found, and then I don't think he took his finger off the button, and you just hear a guy in the background saying semi-automatic, which explains why he didn't respond to the dispatch lady. So obviously the fact that they found that gun at the back of the Theatre 9 at the exit where James Holmes apparently dropped his weapon and then got into his car, I find this highly suspicious. It sounds to me like they were trying to plant that there, because obviously, apparently 20 seconds later, the guy's still shooting in the theatre. So I would like to know what gun they were referring to at that point.
Hold the air 1 second. Cars with that white car in the rear of the lot. Is that a suspect? Yes, we got rifles, gas masks. He's detained right now. I've got an open door going into the theater. Okay, hold that position. Hold your suspect.
The audio you just heard here took place at 7 minutes 07:00 into the dispatch. This is when James Holmes was detained. You hear the guy say, yes, we have rifles, gas masks, etc. Now, the main point to take away from that audio isn't the mention of the rifle. The mention is the fact that he says he has an open door going into the theatre. Now, if that apparent gun that was seen in all the pictures on the internet, if that gun was there, I'm sure he would have mentioned it at that point. Definitely. He's got the door there, so he knows the door is open. He's seen that exit. Why has he not mentioned the gun if the gun was there at that precise point?
Beacon 25 to everybody on this. It's an assault rifle. We have magazines down inside, so please watch out for the assault rifle.
The audio you just heard there was at 14:29. It's from a policeman that's in Theatre 9, because they had gone into the theatre to clear it out and get the victims out. This is where you hear the guy say, everybody on this, there's a assault rifle, we have a magazine down in 5, so people watch out for the assault rifle. Now, this blatantly suggests that they found an assault rifle in the theatre. But if James is already in the car, with his rifles, and his guns, apparently in his, according to the mainstream media, he was found with a rifle, shotgun, and 2 handguns. Who does this rifle belong to? These are questions that the police should be asking. But according to the mainstream media, this gun doesn't exist. So this is just a very valid point that needs to be discussed, and I think people should be asking questions.
Rifle. Going to be 5.56 caliber. Sorry.
Officer, do you need rescue as well?
No.
The audio you just heard there was at 0:17:22. The officer again is in theatre number 9, and that's very evident because he's coughing, so I'm assuming that's from the gas that was released there. You also have the dispatch lady asking whether he needs rescue, so she thought that he's in bad condition. But he basically mentions a rifle and a 5.45-6 caliber. So evidently there is another gun in the theatre. There definitely is, and this is just more evidence to suggest that there was more than one shooter, because there's more guns that are found in the theatre, one outside the theatre, the guns that were in James' car. So this is just evidence just piling up, and definitely points to a second shooter. And I'm really baffled as to why the mainstream media and the families of the victims, they're not questioning this. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Radio to Denver Attack 37, go ahead with your update.
Updated version, suspect in all black, black tactical vest, black tactical helmet, balaclava, gas mask, full tactical gear, at least one handgun, possible shotgun, and possible one other long gun.
The audio you just heard there was at 31:15. Now, this is basically, you can hear a guy say, go ahead with your update, and then the guy just gives a long list. Suspect in all black, black tactical vest, black tactical helmet, gas mask, carrying at least one handgun, shotgun, and possible one other long gun. Now, James has obviously been detained at this point. He was detained 24 minutes earlier. So I'm possibly think that they are describing the second shooter, or or it could just be that they're describing James because he has just been found with all these guns in his car. So that's just that one. But I'm a bit dubious, on this description, whether it is for James or whether it's just an update. But I've just put it in there anyway. So in conclusion to the weapons part of these videos, the main question that I now am left with is, why hasn't any of these guns been mentioned in the mainstream media? It's just appalling, the fact that you have the evidence here, yet no one is questioning it or anything. So it's just really getting on my nerves that no one is doing this, but it's blatantly there. The officers have mentioned it themselves, on 2 occasions, definitely 100%. He actually put a dispatch out saying for everyone to take care because there is an assault rifle there. So this just obviously points further to the fact that there was more than one shooter, and James Holmes, if he did do this, didn't do it alone. And they definitely need to investigate this further.